I was gonna say, isn't this the same guy that did Somebody That I Used to Know? Got you. Well, welcome back to the channel. Hope that you are having a wonderful one. I thank you so much for being here today. Got you. One day got you. I don't know. I was trying to do a thing. Today we're going to listen to, I believe it's pronounced Gotye. Not Kanye. Gotye. We're listening to the track Smoke and Mirrors. This is off of the album Making Mirrors, third and final studio album, released 2011. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Tony. So Tony, thank you so much for the recommendation. Appreciate the suggestion and the sponsorship for this one. Yeah, of course, everyone knows Somebody That I Used to Know. You probably heard that song ad nauseum in some capacity, in some place. And if I remember correctly, didn't he basically retire off of that song? Like, didn't he make that song? It was obviously the big mainstream and worldwide hit and success that it was. Made a lot of money off of it. And then didn't he just kind of like leave and just go and live his life? Which is honestly kind of the dream. You know, that you make your hit, then you skedaddle. So let us skedoodle. Listening to this track, we'll discuss it a little bit after. Here we go. Synth line or whatever that is in the back.
You're a fraud and you know it, but it's too good to throw it all away. Anyone would do the same. You got 'em going, and you're careful not to show it. Sometimes you even fool yourself a bit. It's like magic, but it's always been a smoke and mirrors game. Anyone would do the same.
I am very surprised, I will admit.
So now that you've arrived where you wonder, what is it that you've done to make the grade? Should you do the same? Is that too easy? Are you only trying to please them? You're desperate to deliver anything that could give you a sense of reassurance when you look in the mirror.
I will admit, this is surprising me compared to what I know. Okay.
Stage and it always entertains. You're giving pleasure, and that's admirable. You tell yourself, and so you gladly sell yourself to others. Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching?
That stand-up piece. gosh.
People wanna know. Yeah, you put on quite a show.
All right. All right. I do have to admit, I do have to admit, based off the only song, and I'm sure probably the only song that most people know, this is not what I was expecting. I honestly expected a pillowy piece of plithy pop music, and I wasn't fully looking forward to it. This was definitely much more interesting than I thought it'd be, especially off of the back of the previous knowledge of somebody that I used to know. Like, this is infinitely more interesting. And that, like, whether you like this song or not, I mean, let's admit it, compared to the song everyone knows, this is on a much deeper level in every respect, instrumentally, vocally, in every respect, and from every angle. And perhaps like you know, somebody who knows the track that, okay, made him money, but this is like what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is the music he wants to make, but he made that little ditty to get waves. Rhythmically, percussion abounds and abundant in here. I love all the different percussion in here. The jazz kind of influence that comes in from the rhythm and melody of the bass, which is wonderfully providing this kind of smoky lounge in the back of the room. Lights are low, lights are dimmed, and drinks are up, dates are hot. And like the band is playing. You know, I really love this room that he creates. But within there's a little bit of organ that provides, once again, a very back of the room melody on the stage. The drumming, the percussion, I don't have anyone here on the album necessarily credited with percussion or such, so I couldn't tell you exactly who's involved in that, but it's really wonderful how layered it is, and layered with different sounds when it comes to the percussion. The vocals are good in here, and I like how he has this kind of psychedelic effect with his vocals, you know, kind of putting it into a little echo, kind of taking it back to the real, you know, painting it this way, painting it that way. Really nice track. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. So there's left to say on this one. I'm very surprised at how it came together. I do see that dubs and spaces is credited to Francois Tataz. I don't know exactly what dubs and spaces means, but I would imagine kind of the DJ back there, the sampling. Maybe that is where the drumming and the percussion comes from. Maybe it's sampled from somewhere. Looking at him, he's an Australian film composer, credited and winning some awards for soundtracks and scores for Wolf Creek. I've seen that a long time ago. Didn't think it was that great of a movie. A lot of people liked it. I thought it was it's fine. But also kind of like The Strangers. The Strangers, everyone loves that movie. I think it's fine. There's better movies in that lane. And then it has some other, worked on some other albums and such as well. None of these other movies I've heard of from him. But this track, really cool. And there's a little change. Let me pull it up here again. Smoke and Mirrors, which actually does act quite nicely as its title intends. Like this has kind of a jazzy carnival-esque sound with that organ in the back. I'm not saying that it's like the band I'm going to mention, but the organ itself and the way it's played reminds me of how Ray from The Doors would play it. If you just listen to it a little bit. And the big echo on the snare. I see here. It's really nice how that jazz band kind of comes in more full, coming from the low light and into the spotlight there, creating a nice kind of going from ambience into show business. You're a fraud and you know it, but it's too good to throw it all away. Anyone would do the same. You got him going, and you're careful not to show it. Sometimes you even fool yourself a bit. It's like magic, but it's always been a smoke and mirrors game. Anyone would do the same. Of course, as he says, you're a fraud and you know it, and just goes on to describe, the ways how they are. So now that you've arrived, well, you wonder, what is it that you've done to make the grade? And should you do the same? Is that too easy? Are you only trying to please them? Will they see then? You're desperate to deliver. Anything that could give you a sense of reassurance when you look in the mirror. Like you're doing this just to please them, the others. Who are they? Who are you trying to please? The audience. But it's not for you. It's not fulfilling to your soul. Could this be autobiographical based off of what we just mentioned? Such highs and lows, you put on quite a show. All these highs and lows, you're never really sure what you do it for. And do you even want to know? To put on quite a show. Do you even want to know? Do you even want to explore deeply and introspectively the reasons why you're doing this? Putting on this show for these others. Mother, are you watching? I like this line, Mother, are you watching? It kind of breaks away and adds a different layer to it. Like, you can imagine someone on TV in show business or whatever, in a sense, they've sold their soul in order to be there, to gain this fame. Mother, are you watching? Mother, are you proud of me? Was it Mother that maybe pushed him this way? You're a fraud, you know it. Every night and day you take the stage, and it always entertains. You're giving pleasure, and that's admirable. You tell yourself, you're lying to yourself. And so you gladly sell yourself to others. Such highs and lows, you put on quite a show. Yeah, you put on quite a show. I will admit, this track was pretty good, pretty good. And especially coming from, such a very mainstream artist, or at least with that one hit. I don't know if he's had any other hits really, but I know that one for sure. I gotta say, I think that's very surprising. Good quality. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you as always for being here, clicking on the video. Tony, thank you for the introduction. Tony, you had a nice one. That was up your sleeve, huh? That was up your sleeve a little bit. Thank you so much for the support as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I don't know why I karate chop. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.